AirPower is the best and easiest way to sync your Shopify business-to-business catalog price information between Shopify and Airtable. This allows you to see your Shopify B2B prices in Airtable, to modify them in Airtable, and then sync the changes back to Shopify. Let's see how this works in practice. Here we'll be starting with this blank AirPower configuration and a blank Airtable base. To start, we'll create a sync profile. A sync profile is a configuration that tells AirPower where to sync data from and where to sync data to, and what data fields you'd like to sync. We'll open up our profile, and first we'll set up a Shopify to Airtable configuration, syncing our B2B catalog prices for our variants from Shopify to Airtable. First, we'll give it an appropriate name. We'll make sure it's Shopify to Airtable. We select our base, and when we're done, we find the B2B Catalog Prices section. When we click this section, we're told that we first need to set up our variants to sync to Airtable. The reason for this is that in Shopify, core prices and B2B prices are stored with the variant. So let's set that up. First, we go back to our settings, and to set up variants, we first need to set up products. So we open our products section, and here we're asked to set up where we're going to sync our products and what fields from our products we want to sync. If you already have a table, you can select the Use Existing Table option, but we're starting from scratch, so we will just use the default template table that AirPower creates. We'll click this button, and AirPower goes and creates a table called Products in our base, and it also adds the columns most frequently used by our users. You can at any time add more columns, or remove the ones that were added. Now that we have our products, we'll go and set up our variants. We'll do the same. We'll create a default table for our variants, which will prompt AirPower to create it and link it to our products. Now that we have products and variants set up, we can go and set up our B2B catalog prices. We now see that we are told that B2B company prices will use the variants table we just created. Now we need to say which catalog prices we want to sync. So we'll click on Add New Field Mapping. And in our dropdown, we'll see 4 options for each B2B catalog we have created: Fixed and Relative Prices, and Fixed and Relative Compare-It Prices. In this case, we'll first sync the fixed price for this catalog to Airtable. We need to select a column where this price will go. We don't currently have one, so we need to create one. We can do so either in Airtable and then come back here and select it, or we can do this directly from AirPower. We type in the name of the column we want, and AirPower tells us that no such column exists. We can either create it manually, or we can click this button and AirPower will create it for us. We now also want to sync the relative prices. We also allow AirPower to create the column. We can now go to Airtable and see the new tables that AirPower has created for our products and for our variants. And we can also see the 2 new B2B price columns that AirPower created for us. There is no data here, so we'll go back to AirPower, save our sync profile, and from the advanced menu, load our existing product data. We can now go back to our dashboard, and we'll see that AirPower starts syncing our product information from Shopify to Airtable. And if we go to Airtable, we see that AirPower has synced our product information, the variant information for those products, and it has filled in the relative and fixed prices for this B2B catalog. Currently, all prices are set to be relative, In other words, Shopify takes the price you have for each variant and automatically generates a price for this particular catalog based on the rules you've defined in Shopify. If any prices are fixed, they will show up in the fixed column. We now want to set the price of this particular variant within this B2B price catalog to something fixed. Here we can put the currency symbol that we want to use, or we can just use the value. Now that we've done this, we want to sync these changes back to Shopify. We go to AirPower, and now we need to create a sync profile that syncs information from Airtable to Shopify. Again, we create a blank profile. We open it. We give it an appropriate name. We select Airtable to Shopify. And we select our base. Now, we first need to say where our products live, and in this case, we already have an existing table. We don't need to specify any fields. We just need to let AirPower know where our products live. We do the same with variants. We select our existing variants table. Now, we go to B2B Catalog Prices section. Here we see that we have only two options that we can map, the fixed price and the fixed compare at price. The reason for this is that only fixed prices can be modified manually. Relative prices are calculated automatically by Shopify based on the rules you've set. In this case, we'll modify the fixed price. And we'll select our fixed column from the menu. We now save our profile. Go back to our dashboard. And we start an Airtable to Shopify sync. The sync will start momentarily, and it will set the fixed price for our variant. The AirPower sync from Airtable to Shopify is now complete. And we can go back to our catalog, refresh it, and we can see that the fixed price has been set for this variant. It's the price we wanted. And the field has a white background implying that it is a fixed price. If we now wanted to remove the fixed price and let Shopify again set the relative price, we simply clear out the cell. We go back to AirPower, and we start another Airtable to Shopify sync. When the sync is finished, AirPower will remove the fixed price from this variant and let Shopify again set its price. We now go back to our pricing catalog. We refresh, and we can see that the price is again set to be relative. If we go to Airtable, we see that AirPower has once again updated our relative price cell for this variant. If we were to set the price to fix when within Shopify, AirPower is not able to update your Airtable automatically with these changes. The reason for this is that Shopify doesn't notify us when a fixed price has been set for a particular B2B catalog for your store, unlike for other data such as products, variants, orders, which all come in automatically. So in this case, we need to trigger a manual sync. When we click this button, AirPower will retrieve all B2B prices and update our Airtable accordingly. And we can see that the new fixed price has synced to Airtable. And that's how easy it is to sync your B2B catalog prices between Shopify and Airtable, in both directions, with the AirPower app for Shopify.